welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. I am so grateful that you joined us here today. You know what? We all have accountability. We all have something that we're accountable for. If we're parents, then we're accountable to make sure the laundry's done, make sure the children are fed, make sure they get to bed on time, make sure they get their vitamins, brush their teeth, take a bath. All of these things that we are accountable for. So today we're going to take it another step. We're going to go a little bit closer, a little bit further with that, is when you are a home business owner, and I said owner because you are. A lot of us are sole proprietors. We are the only person that is working, unless of course you have a virtual assistant, and we have those that we give direction to, and we still have to follow up, and everyone has to be accountable, correct? For what is happening and what needs to happen. So as you're going through your days and as you're going through looking at what you need to do, what doesn't need done right away, and you're prioritizing it. So, but when you hold yourself accountable every day for the different steps, for the different systems that you need to implement every single day in your business, or in your lifestyle, whatever it is you're doing, they too come together because your mindset and your business should always be connected as one. If you are on the same path all the time, the same frequency is that vibration. It's the way you hum, the way you flow, the way you go. That frequency, when it is meshed with your home life, your business life, and you are accountable for different tasks in each one. Yes? So break it down. And if you have a virtual assistant, you are still accountable for making sure your virtual assistants, if you have more than one or two, whatever, however many you have, you're still accountable to making sure that they're doing what you have asked them to do. You are still accountable to yourself, not to them. You're not accountable to your children. You are accountable to yourself for making sure it all happens, for making sure it all gets done. Sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? It actually is and isn't. It depends on how you look at things. It depends on your outlook, and it depends on what you consider to be a super aggressive priority that you need to do, or maybe it's just a repetitive priority that you do every day. Like if it's getting the kids off, if you've got grandkids staying with you, then your routine changes. Whenever you have company, maybe people are coming to visit for a little while, or, a week or whatever, your routine changes. And this can throw a lot of people off. And now we've got spring here, and the weather's getting nice. I'm not sure where you're living at in the world, but if you're living where now it was cold, it was icky, it was yucky, now it's nice and beautiful, and everything's starting to grow, it's starting to flourish, then you're going to feel that your accountability is going to shift, because you're going to want to get out into the world. You're going to want to get out in the yard. You're going to want to get out on the lake, or go out on the cruise on the ocean, or whatever. Your accountabilities will change. And as long as you change and keep your accountabilities in order, then you're going to find that it's all going to be so much simpler and so much easier to adjust all of your systems, all your priorities, all of these wonderful things that we have to do every single day. It's the same thing if you're dieting, or if whatever you're creating for yourself, if you're changing your lifestyle. You have to be accountable to yourself. Like I said, you're not accountable to anyone else. You're accountable to you first. You are the first person that you are accountable to. So again, take your mindset, which you know what that is and you know where it's going, and make sure you're incorporating the business and the mindset together. The two work on the same frequency. They work together, and when they do, you'll find how many great things and everything you're desiring and everything you've wished for is right there. And you're reaching out and you're saying, you know what, universe, God, I'm ready. I've got everything in order and I'm ready to receive my gifts from you. I'm ready to receive. Everything's in place. I do this every single day. I'm flourishing. Your mindset is flourishing and you're happy. That is an energy that is undisputable. When you are accountable for what you're doing and you're happy doing it, that is a super great vibration. It is one that is rock solid, guys. It is rock solid. You can't not have success when you are feeling happy and grateful. And you know the accountability isn't hard work. It's just keeping you on track. A lot of times you'll hear, and you've probably been in this position yourself, when you have a job and you go to work and the boss tells you what you need to do, and then he holds you accountable. He or she holds you accountable to make sure that this task got done. Whatever your job was, you were held accountable to what that task was. And sometimes you would stress out, you would just get frustrated with it. Maybe it's because you really didn't want to do it. You didn't want to be there anyway. That could have a big blunder on what you will succeed at and what you will do is if you really want to do that, if you really want to be there. Because if you don't, if you're not happy with what you're doing, if you're not content in being the you that you are, if you're not being that wonderful, happy person that you are right down deep inside of you, how are you going to hold yourself accountable when you're the boss and the boss can't slack off? You can take vacations, you can take, time, but you still have to make sure the tasks get done. You have to make sure everything happens. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I guess everyone knows I work every day, but it's not stressful. It's not like I have to work 12 hours a day. Only if I want to. Only if I'm busy doing something and I'm so wrapped up in it, then I'll work until it's finished. Like if I'm creating something, like if I'm creating an ebook, or if I'm doing, 10 videos in a day or whatever, I will do it until it's finished. I won't stop. It won't stop just because 5 o'clock rolls around or 6 o'clock. I'll keep going. I'll stop for lunch. I'll stop to eat something. That's normal. But I'll get right back to it. It's just because I'm accountable to myself. And so whenever I'm doing that, or whenever I'm building a course that I want to make sure people get because it's really valuable and they need to have this, I'll work until I finish it. I don't care how long it takes. Sometimes I have to break off because I fall asleep. And that's okay, because that's my body's telling me, hey girl, you need to stop for a minute. You need to slow down. So then, of course, I have to come at it the next day. But then it's still consistent. I want this finished. I want it done because my accountability is to myself. And then I hold the people that I'm giving it to accountable to tell me the feedback, to give me insights, tell me what they thought about it, and to see how it helped them. Because if I can tweak something any way I can in any course that I've created, I am more than willing to look at that and see, well, hey, how can I make it better? How can I make it so more people can get value from this? And how can I make it to where it's easier for people to read, easier to look at, easier to follow? Simple. I'm accountable to myself. And I look at the feedback I get, and I look at everything that's happening in my world, in my business, in my mindset. And my mindset is strong. I know that I can create and do whatever I want. That's because that's what I believe. And I know it to be true. So I challenge you, challengers out there, to be accountable to yourself. If you don't know how to do something, reach out, ask for help, and get going. Always be accountable to your mindset, to your business. There's no reason why you can't be the success you dream of being. The only reason you're not being the successful person, the millionaire, the $100,000 a year person, is because you haven't stepped into that person. You haven't allowed yourself to become that person. That person's right there waiting. That person is there waiting for you to step in. You just have to be the one to step into it. That's what it's all about, guys. You have to step into it. And when you do, you're just going to feel light. You're going to feel light, like it's not stressed. You're going to have things that happen that you're like, what happened here? I don't understand that. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. That's okay. That's life. Take a deep breath, blow it out, revamp all the energy you've got going on, and let's get it back in order. It happens to all of us. You're fine. But when you hold yourself accountable for your task, for your systems, for what you're doing, you are the leader. You are the success. And if you haven't made it yet, then you will make it. There's no doubt about it. You will make it. You just have to step into being that person. You have to step into asking for assistance, for getting help from people that are doing it already. And surround yourself with positive energy. When you surround yourself with that energy from people that are already successful, that are already doing this, that energy that they have and that vitality and that just unstoppable, I can do this atmosphere, that will rub off on you and you will feel the difference. If you're around people that are grumpy, that are always complaining, people that always have something wrong with them, any type of thing like that, that's going to rub off and it's going to make you irritated and it's going to make it harder for you to move forward. It's hard if you're around that type of person or people. If you're in a job place, then you're going to find, you probably already know this, there's people all around you that always have something wrong with them. It's crazy. It happens. So for you out there that are in a job, then you know what I'm talking about. There's always someone that's complaining. There's always someone that's not happy. There's always something going on. It's hard to get your mindset in order when that happens. What I've done in the past when I had a job, I would just be happy and I would just tell people, you know what? I am so happy today that there's just nothing I can do. Oh, excuse me, guys, my allergies are itching my eyes. There's nothing else I can do but be happy and just move forward, because you know what? Every little thing that happens isn't actually for me. It's not all about me. It's about the world and what's going on in the world. So take your accountability and take these steps. You are the boss. You are the leader of your tribe. However many people you have on your team or whatnot, teach them to be accountable to themselves. Teach them all that when you have accountability to yourself, you're unstoppable. And I know you are. I just really know you are. So I have a link up here to my newsletter. Anyone that wants to get on my newsletter and get all the things I put out just to my team and to my newsletter, be sure you get on there and sign into it. It's free. You just get emails and stuff. And any offers that I have, I send out to my people first. So it's up to you, but it's really cool. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And I am grateful that you took the time to listen to this great tip on how to be accountable to yourself. That's what it's all about, right? We know it is. Come on, guys. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for joining. And again, be accountable to yourself every single day in everything you're doing. And teach your team that when they are, good things happen. Okay? Talk to you later.